Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin. Sayyidina wa habibina wa syafi'ina wa nuri qulubina wa qurrati a'yunina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa barik wa salim. Wa nata'allama wa ta'anim wa tadhakkura wa tazkir wa nafa'a wa intifa' wa rifada wal istifadah wal hasa ala tamassuki بكتاب الله وسنة رسوله صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم ودعاء إلى الهدى ودلالة على الخير ابتغاء الله مرضاته وقربه وثوابه سبحانه وتعالى مع لطف وعافية برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم إنا نسألك العلم لدني ومشرب السوفي الهني يا وهاب يا غني. اللهم نسألك العلم لدني ومشرب السوفي الهاني يا وهاب يا غني. اللهم إن نسأل العلم لدنيا مشرب السوفي الهاني يا وهاب يا غني. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين. Okay, have I given you all the words for lesson number 4? Have I given or not given? Number 4. I gave 1 to 3 first already, right? Then last week I gave a short test, correct? On 1 to 3. And I said I was going to prepare one for this, but I haven't prepared yet. So are we at number 4 or? Yes. Okay, so I give you so I'll just give you the words for chapter 4, inshallah. We'll continue with our vocabulary. Then today I will teach you dictionary use, inshallah. Or given already. Okay, that means number 5. We are at number 5. Go down to number 5. What's number 5? My computer is lagging, so it's taking a bit of time. Okay. No. Okay, here. Alright, for number 1, just write it down. Number 1, kariha yakrahu kurhan, hate. Yazbahu dhabhan, slaughter. Qatala yaqtulu qatlan, kill. Saraqa yasriqu sariqatan, steal. Khana yakhunu khiyanat. All negative words. Khada'a yakhda'u khida'an, humble. Zada yazidu ziyadatan, increase. Dada yazdadu izdiyadan, also means increase. Kathura yakthuru kathratan, many. Okay. Qalla yaqillu qillatan, few or little. Thaqula yathqulu thiqalan, heavy. Khaffa yakhiffu khiffatan, light. Zahara yazharu zuhuran, appear. Khafiya yakhfa khafa'an, hidden or hide. Zalla yazillu zullan, humiliate. Ahana yuhinu ihanatan, also means humiliate. Listen from the Malay word hina. Right, hina, the same root word. Ihanan, ahana yuhinu, hina. Right, so humiliate. Wajaba, yajibu, wujuban, compulsory. Aujaba, yujibu, ijaban, made compulsory. Haruma, yahrumu, haraman, forbidden. Okay, is everybody okay? Alright. Give me a screenshot if you want a screenshot. Okay. Okay, I go down. There's a few more at the bottom. Laqiya, it goes like qalla, right? So laqiya. Laqiya yalqa liqa'an meet. Zawwaja yatazawwaju tazawwujan marry. Zawwaja yuzawwiju tazwijan pair. Pair can also mean to marry. Ankaha yunkihu inkahan nikah. Also means to marry. Rafa'a yarfa'u rafa'an raise. Jaza yajuzu jawazan allow. Or permissible. Halla yahillu halalan. Halala. What is halal? Permissible. Nasaha yansahu nasihatan. Nasihat Nasihat. Advice or sincerity. Sincere or advice. Aba ya'ibu aiban fault. Madaha yamdahu madhan praise. Okay, aba can mean criticize. Okay, all right. So I'll leave this with you all for 2 weeks, inshallah. I know last week I give you new words. So this set and the previous set, I give you 2 more weeks to try and memorize them. Today I'll do our new lesson today. So if you all are okay, Bismillah. All right, I will do a new share. I'll bring out the whiteboard. Okay. Okay, so last week, remember, last week, I drew a table, correct? And I went through the first form. And I mentioned it, Nam? 20 to 25. Oh, is it? Let me get it back. 20, 25. 20.
Oh, is it? Yeah. No,
Haruma and harrama. Haruma, which is forbidden. Harrama. Harramallahu riba. Allah made riba forbidden. So that I think I missed the harrama. Kan haruma kan? Okay. 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 Tamam. So go back to our whiteboard. Last week, we did the tables kan? Tables that we did, and then I went to the first set. So I'm just going to redo these tables here. So Allah. Okay. The Arabic language, right? The words in the Arabic language, there are 10 forms, right? And last week we spoke about the forms. So the forms. Right, you have the first form, right? Second. Today I'm going to teach you second form. Okay, so every week I'll teach you 2 or 3 forms. Two and second and third form. second, third. Get to the fourth, get to the fourth, easy. Okay, the thing about the forms is that it makes things much easier to learn. Allah, it keeps moving. It makes learning Arabic much easier once you know the forms. Alright. The first form is the standard form. So the first form last week we took the word jalasa, correct? Jalasa. Alright, so jalasa. Usually in Arabic, if they use a default example, they use the example of okay, and all of Arabic will based on the word fa'ala. Fa'ala means to do. Fa'ala. Okay, we know the first form, the middle harakat changes depending on word. So some words you will have a dhamma, some words will have a kasra, and some words has a fatha. As you have seen in the memorization of the book, our Af'al Yawmiyah, you have seen karuba, you see that. Hasuna, you will see nadima. Is all so how do I do the harakat? Kan hafal, memorize the harakat. So you will never hear someone say nadama or naduma, nadima. I do always say in kasra, because this is the way you say it. It's correct. Okay, so the first form, right? Let me just do the first form. Allah undo. Right. So the first form, the characteristic of the first form is that there are 3 letters in the word. 90% of Arabic words, all Arabic words have a trilateral root word. If you can understand this entire science in Arabic about the trilateral root word, you can expand your Arabic quickly if you can understand this. So I'm going to teach you all this from the very onset. Right? A lot of courses, they will teach this later on because it's under saraf. But for me, when I learned Arabic, it was the first thing that I learned under Arabic, and I found it to be very, very useful in understanding words. If you can understand the forms, and you can understand, if you can derive what is the trilateral root word in the form, then you can expand your Arabic very quickly. Inshallah, very quickly expand your Arabic. So fa'ala is past tense. Okay, we have taken present tense as well, and we know for present tense there's always a present tense letter in front. Alright, we have taken, it could be a ya, it could be a an alif, a hamza, it could be a nun, it could be a ta. There are only 4 possibilities, right? So fa'ala yaf'alu, let me put in the yaf'alu. Okay, so again, all the harakats that are in black, right, they are standard harakats, they cannot be changed, right? The harakats that are in, right, that depends on the word. So some words like jalasa yajlisu, shariba yashrabu, hasuna yahsunu, right? So the red harakat is changeable depending on the word. Every word has a unique harakat for the red one, right? But the black ones are standard, they are fixed. The last harakat, however, that is default harakat. Depending on grammar, it will change. But then later on, I will go through. Depending in your next year's Arabic book, it will be a study of the last harakat in Arabic words. This present. Okay, we learned previously that you can derive the command tense from the present by moving the mudari letter, by removing the present tense letter, and then putting in an alif. Correct? Remember? We could do this, and then putting in a sukun at the end. Right? If'al. If'al. This will be the command. Alright. We have also learned something called the masdar. When you memorize them, you will see for example, wajaba yajibu wujuban. The last part there, that wujuban. That masdar, right? That masdar, it is something that for the first form, you would say depends. There is no one formula for the first form. All the other forms have their own formulas. They have a specific formula to follow. Only the first form has no formula. You have to memorize it. It depends. Okay. Then we have two more things for us to look at. So I think I went to last week, which is a doer of the action and the done on. And so I went to last week. The doer will have again a standard form of fa, fa'il, right? Fa'il, standard. Right? Alif there. Let me just put in the different color to show the additional color. Okay, so blue. Okay, that was additional, and the harakats are standard. They're fixed. Fa'il. So you never say fa'al. You will say fa'il. And then the one here will be maf'ul. Mim is added. Maf. The fa'ala stays where it is. Maf. The waw is added. And then maf'ul. Okay, so as I change from word to word, as I change from word to word, Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad. As I change from word to word, all I change is the trilateral root word. So if I want to change the whole thing to jalasa, so jalasa, yajlisu, ijlis, jalis, majlus. See that? I can change the fa'ala with the jalasa. If I want to use the word نظر ينظر انظر ناظر منظور. So all the blue stays where it is. I just plug in the root words ناظر. Later on I'll give you more examples about that. Right, so this black letters, right, they can be replaced by any other word. Right, so if I have for example kataba, right, kataba. So kataba, yaktubu, uktub. Okay, so here how do I see this one? Katib. The kaf with a fa, the ta with an ain, and the ba with a lam. Katib. And then I put the kataba in here. I replace the kaf with a fa. Right? So the fa with the kaf, so kaf inside there. Ta, I put it in the place of the ain, and ba in the place of the lam. Maktub. So a katib is a doer of writing, and maktub is what is written. That is maktub. Okay, let me do my second form. Okay, today we're going to go into second form. So for the second form, draw a line. Okay. Right, second form is like this. You take your first form. For second form, the first form is taken, and all you do is that you shadda the middle letter. Right, there is an extra, there's an addition, shadda. Okay, all the harakats are fixed. Fa'ala, second form. Fa'ala. Just how we saw harrama. So I have harama as one form, harrama is the other form. So if I know the meaning of harama, I know the meaning of harrama. If I know how the forms work, okay. But for now, I want you to be familiar with the forms, okay. Right. So the present tense will say yufa'ilu. Right, yufa'ilu. Put in the orange. Okay, so take note of the ya now has a dhamma. Okay, it's not a fatha. Okay, and then here it goes down into a kasra. Fa'ala yufa'ilu. The harakats are all standard. They don't change between words. They're all standard harakats. So it's easiest lah in the forms. Just copy it down, inshallah. As you learn more and more about the forms, it will begin to make more and more sense. And then the command tense will be like this. Fa'ala fa'il. Right, commanders will be fa'il. Okay, the masdar will be like this. Taf'il. Okay, taf'il. Taf'il will be the masdar, and then the doer of the verb mufa'il. Don't worry so much if you're still wondering what's going on. It's okay, you'll get it. Inshallah, you get it. Okay, so mufa'il. Mufa'ilun, and then mufa'alun. So at the back will be mufa'alun.
So what is the pink denote?
Addition.
And then the red one?
Red one, the one, the first, that one is harakat that is changeable depending on word.
And orange?
Orange because masdar letter. Okay. Alright. Okay, that's the second form. Alright. So just take it for now. Just take it for now. Then inshallah, as we do this more in the future, right, it will afwan syadda ke bawah pula. Syadda ke cukup. Mufa'al. Okay, tamam. This is the second form. Okay, I'm going to teach third and fourth form inshallah next lesson. The first four forms, I had to group them up together because all of them have an additional. If you look at the past tense, they all have an additional one thing. Only one thing additional. So let's do it a bit left. Third and fourth form. So this is the second form, the shadda. And we're only comparing the past tense. Right? So from the original form, the only thing that was additional was the shadda. That means the ayn letter doubled up. Right? For the third form, there will be an additional alif. For the fourth form, an additional hamza. So you only have one additions from form to form. Right? Later on, we will learn what do these additions mean to the meaning of the word. Right? So that, for example, the word haruma or haruma, right? Something is haram. When I say harama or I say aharama, harama, right, that means it is made haram. Right? There is so one is that it is haram. The other one, the action of haram is put onto the thing. Right? So as it moves in its forms, it will take different levels of meaning, but on the same base meaning. It will still be based on the same base meaning. I know, inshallah. So as we go through, I'll open up the dictionary and I will show you all. Inshallah, I'll try my best to go through this slowly, right, so that you can grasp it. Okay, let me just put the past tense for 3 and 4 for you all to see. There is only one addition. So the one for number 3, and for number 3, it is fa. Number 4. Okay, the addition is like this. Number 3 is fa'ala. Number 4 is af'ala. So all of them only have one additions each. 4, 1 additions. Once we move to 5, 6, 7, and 9, right? 5, 7, 8, and 9, they all each of them have 2 additions. 10 has 3 additions. Right? So I like to group them in this way lah. Fa'ala, ala. Okay. So inshallah next week I'll continue with 3 and 4. Just remind me that we're here at 3 and 4. I'll give you the rest of it, inshallah. And then we will discuss how this will help us in our Arabic language. Inshallah, barakallahu fikum. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Naam, the doer, for the doer, so you will see because the question here, for the doer will this always be a kasra? Yes. For in fact all of the forms 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and all of them from number 1 also, the ain letter will always take a kasra. Will always and forever take a kasra. Okay, the forms punya harakat, and you see the forms harakat, they're all fixed. They're all fixed harakats. They are not changeable. The red one shows changeable harakats. The forms have no red harakats because their forms and their harakats are never changeable. They're all fixed. Okay. Talking about the last harakat is grammar. That one is a different thing. But the harakats in the middle all will never change, no matter what. That is why the people can read Arabic books without harakat, because everyone knows the harakat. It's learnt. It's learnt, it's memorized, and so when you read Arabic books with harakat, you know what harakat there is there. MashaAllah. So inshallah, step by step, if you can try and memorize the second form, for this week. Inshallah. Okay, we'll start there for today. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Al-Fatiha. Ana Allah yarzuquna ilman nafi'an wa amalan khalisan wa musta'anim wa dalal al-huda wa